Hello everyone. So I wanted to just briefly discuss bullying, call-out culture, and justice. Obviously not everything to do with those topics, because those are very big topics. But I've noticed a theme of people who do bad things, people who hurt people, who lie, whatever it is, people who cause harm, whatever your definition of that, people who are causing harm. That there are people that see the harm that's being done and they're afraid to say something because they don't want to look like they're bullying. And then there are people that don't know the difference between, or they are, maybe being preyed upon, or maybe they don't see that there's harm being done. And then there's people that are just so blinded by, it's like they're worshiping someone, or they just are so blinded they aren't taking any critical thought in the matter, that are going to support no matter what, support whatever the facts. But the reality is that there's too many people that see when harm is going on, that are afraid to call it out, because they're afraid of looking like bad people, and they're afraid of looking like bullying. Because the thing is, there's a theme here, is that whenever shitty people are called out and then they cry, oh my gosh, I was bullied, it's like that they're going to say that they were bullied. They're going to act like the victim no matter what. Because people that, if there was an honest misunderstanding between people, and the person actually wasn't a shitty human being, then they would address your comments and correct some of your concerns. But whenever people say, oh, I was bullied, that often is a sign that they have nothing to say. They have nothing to counteract your criticism of them. And so I guess in this video, it's not going to be very long. I just wanted to sort of open up the discussion, because I'm realizing that a lot of people don't know for sure the difference between bullying and somebody calling out a behavior. And really the main thing to look at is, what is being attacked? Is this a personal thing? Do you have a vendetta against this person? Or are you critiquing specific behaviors that are causing harm? And when you are criticizing specific behaviors that cause harm, it's not personal. Anybody could be doing the thing and it would be called out. And really, I guess I just want to say that I have the problem of being too nice. And that is a thing. That is a thing. Like, a lot of people are like, might think that that's bullshit, that it's a problem to be too nice. But the thing is that if you are the sort of person that can tell when harm is being done and you don't say anything, then that can sometimes lead to people who don't know the difference, or perhaps are in a vulnerable position, or perhaps are in an ignorant position, to be preyed upon by a shitty person. And the thing is that so many people feel like they're being righteous by not saying anything and by acting nice, when in reality it's not righteous. And here's the thing that I've come to, is that a lot of times the reason why I don't call people out or call behavior out, whether it's directly a person or an obvious subtweet, the thing that makes me not want to do that is, oh, well, other people are going to think I'm mean. And you know what? That's bullshit. That is absolute bullshit. I should not protect people from harm because I want to seem nice, because that makes me fake. Okay? But that's the thing, is that we really got to understand, as our community and as the world at large, I feel like all communities are dealing with this right now, is that there is a huge problem when it comes to real call out culture where people are accused of doing things they didn't do, or perhaps somebody tries to villainize one person and get the entire mob on board to just get them to shut up, pretty much. There is a problem with that, but that is not the same thing. Like, there's also, you know, people who were called out because karma, because consequences. Because if you are serving an audience and the audience has an issue with you, then that's your problem now, and that's your consequence. Because people aren't just gonna like you just because you want them to. Like, if you are so worried about the people like not thinking for themselves, or like this whole mob of people that, you know, are just gonna cancel you, like, perhaps they have a good reason to. Maybe they don't. But the only way to combat that is to share your story, your facts. And if somebody is canceled, if somebody is called out, whatever you want to call it, and they offer no facts, and they're like, nah, I'm a victim, and they don't say anything, and they don't say anything to what you said, and they don't address any of your points, chances are that person is lying, because they have no incentive to lie. No incentive to lie at all. Because if it was a misunderstanding, you would just correct the misunderstanding publicly, and then that would aid your reputation. That would aid your reputation. If you have nothing to hide, you will act as though you have nothing to hide. But the reality is, so many people have actually been bullied and actually been called out for no reason, that we have that in our consciousness now. We understand that that's a thing. And it almost makes it easier for manipulators to act as though they're the victim. Like, oh, I'm being bullied. But the thing is like, there is such a difference. Okay, that's really the point of this video. So there's such a difference between genuine bullying and the thing is, we have freedom of speech. This is the internet here. Like, we are not all like living in the same house or whatever. Like, this is the internet here. I'm allowed to be here. You're allowed to be here. Everyone's allowed to be here. Like, you're allowed to have a YouTube page yourself that you can join in the convo. Everyone's allowed to have a social media page unless they, you know, break the community standards and for some reason get in trouble with them. The point is that we are allowed to say we are allowed to speak our minds, and speaking your mind about an issue that is important to you, that you feel like is hurting people, we all have that right. Whether or not you are correct in your assumption or not, or whether or not your calculation was correct or not, it doesn't really matter, because we all have the right to share our opinion on things. And if everybody has the same opinion and everybody's coming forward with the same opinion, that's a sign that it's not actually a big mob of thoughtless people who are trying to cancel you or bully you. That's a sign that perhaps lots of people have had the same opinion and they've just been staying silent because they want to be nice. And people have the right to share their opinions, and not everybody is going to like them. And that's just the reality. So, yeah, it's a big red flag for me when people are trying to tell you that you shouldn't have your opinion or that you aren't allowed to share it. Because as long as you're sharing it respectfully, then that's fine. And you can be direct and you can attack points while also being respectful. You can wish the best for people while also acknowledging that what they're doing isn't okay. So just sort of think about that. Let's create a conversation in the comment section. I'm sick of people who are playing the victim when it's so much easier to just, you can mend your reputation by just addressing the points. And trust me, because I've been there. Like, that's the thing with reputation or whatever, is like, I am a freaking FE-dom type 2. I do care what people think about me, and that's plagued me to the point where sometimes I keep my mouth shut because I care what people think. When the thing is that I know how freaking easy it is to if it was just like a misunderstanding or like two different opinions going around and then that's it, and there wasn't anything you're hiding, it's so freaking easy to just update your reputation by sharing your side and just say, I have nothing to hide. This is what I meant to do. Sorry. Take responsibility. If you take responsibility and you apologize for things that you did wrong, people will see that. But when you look like you have something to hide and you're playing the victim, then that is kind of a red flag, and people probably aren't going to accept that. And if you are a public figure of any sort, even if you have only just a couple hundred followers, and if you are a public figure and the public knows you, there are people, aware of you, then you can't avoid people's opinions. Like, they're gonna be there. So you either try and serve them or not. And sometimes serving them looks like saying unpopular things. Sometimes serving them isn't just, manipulating them into liking you no matter what. That's not it. Like, anyway, really, like, the more honest and pure you are, the less you have to worry about shit. So, yeah. And so just think about that. And this dynamic is not just going on in our community, it's going on in every community. The same thing of like people being afraid to share because some people have shared and it's hurt the wrong people's, it's hurt, sometimes we've been wrong and we've hurt people. If we had more information, if people were more open about their information, this wouldn't even like be an issue. And if more people were critical thinkers and looked into things themselves, this wouldn't be an issue. But yeah, unfortunately the environment is totally ripe for total assholes acting like they're the victim. So yeah, it's not bullying. Like, oh my God, it's ridiculous. Okay, I'm done. I think a lot of you guys probably resonate with me anyway, but it's just really twisted how they try and act like they're being bullied. It's really, really twisted. So anyway, thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day.